Akame got killed. What a polarizing series this ended up being in the end. I remember when it first started coming out, so many people were so deeply into it, specifically the anime. People loved the more serious tone that it took, the deaths that would occur on both sides. It was a shonen anime that really took its stakes seriously, in a lot of ways that most series never would even dare to. However, with that, there was always something in the back of my mind that told me from the jump that something was going to go wrong towards the end. Series that end up actually killing a good majority of its characters always kind of enter into this moment of despair with a lot of people. Sometimes it doesn't quite add up to what a lot of people would like to see. With a series like this, you're not going to satisfy everyone when you get to the end. And that was true for not just the anime version of Akame ga Kill, but the manga as well. Why do I single that out specifically? Well, the anime and manga diverge, which you might be saying, of course they do. Of course they diverge. It always kind of happens from time to time when and manga is ongoing and the anime kind of catches up and surpasses the manga. However, with Akame ga Kill, both the manga and the anime kind of hit the same notes towards the end, like dramatically so, to the point where there had to have been some input from the mangaka to the anime staff, because the way certain things end in terms of the anime, there's no way it would have been guessed from the anime staff's point of view. There's absolutely no way. So there were beats that absolutely had to happen, apparently, for the anime and the manga. However, at the same time, there's a dramatic shift in terms of a lot of characters' deaths, a lot of characters' endings, plot lines for certain characters. There were just certain things that just were completely altered for other characters. And even a main story point is just completely swapped around for a specific character. Now, that would be no big deal ultimately, because you get most of what you need towards the end. But I remember so many people, they got to the end of the anime and they were so mad about how the anime ended things, thinking, oh, I'll just read the manga, and that will end up going in a different direction. And ultimately, in a lot of ways, it did and it didn't. Like, there were just certain things that were completely irrefutable when it came to both versions. Certain characters were destined to die in certain ways. Maybe the ways that they died were a little bit different, but those characters were always destined to die in some fashion. Other characters managed to skirt around their grisly death from the manga, and managed to just live on for a potential positive future. But, no matter what, you weren't going to be happy with the ending to this. Most people ended up unhappy with both versions towards the end, and I thought it was just a surreal experience, because I came out on the other side just knowing this wasn't going to end in a happy way for anybody. Not truly, not completely. Everyone ends up in some form of despair at the end. At least, I would say about 1, 2, maybe 3 characters end in a positive way, but, not completely. Honestly, I'd say the anime takes it to the most extreme, but the way the manga goes is the most cruel. So, if you're thinking, I want just utter despair and for more people to die than the manga, go with the anime. But if you're thinking, oh, I just want something soul-crushing and very depressing, go with the manga. More people live, but it's a very sad form of living in a lot of ways. Anyone who's seen this series knows what I'm talking about when it comes to the manga. And interestingly enough, something that I wasn't aware of is that Akame ga Kill had a sequel in terms of the manga called Hinawa ga Yuki, or Hinawa ga Crush, which follows things up where a certain character goes after the end of the series. And honestly, in terms of the anime and the manga, it could only ever be a continuation of the manga. Because certain things, I mean, you might be able to skirt around it, just make it a general thing. Certain elements you might need to swap around. Maybe you could adapt this into a new anime series, but it just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all that because it's such a crucial thing in the manga. What happened towards the end of Akame ga Kill to a certain character that this other character is going off to try to help them out with. I mean, it would make sense to switch it around. There's another character in the anime. Basically, one character dies and one character lives in the manga that it's swapped around in the anime, and you could make the argument that this is why that character is going. Either one would be a good motivation for the character who's gone to this sequel series. So it could make sense. It could make a good amount of sense ultimately, but it's hard to say. Hell, with some anime series that end up getting a continuation where it adapts from the continuation of a manga, which they completely throw out plot points from the previous anime and completely switch certain things around. So it's not completely uncommon for that to happen. So who knows? This series is only like 5 manga chapter volumes deep or so, 4 or 5, so it's been running for a hot minute. So if they wanted to start it back up, they could, but honestly, I easily could see this never getting adapted for at least another few years. The Akame ga Kill just killed it. It killed the buzz. You know, the people, the following behind this died. It died off hard, and it's shocking to have seen that because this series just started out so fantastically strong. I heard such glowing praise from so many people, but honestly, it's not uncommon to me. There have been plenty of manga I've read in the past where it just couldn't end in a satisfying way for people, and people just were so critical about the way the series finished off that it killed any and all excitement, you know. And that's a very rare thing where it at least to some degree kind of gets adapted into the anime, because a lot of series tend to cut off beforehand, go in their own divergent direction. Some people end up liking how the anime does things, other people not so much, but it was almost 1-to-1, very close to 1-to-1 for the anime and manga, and so many people just did not care for it. And I'm so used to people never getting to that point where it's just like the manga had such a unapologetically lauded finale that so many people ended up just hating. And to get to that point, I don't know, it just really threw me off. I wasn't expecting Akame ga Kill to just be so dead by the end. It bled out in its finale. But tell me your thoughts on the comment section below. Did you watch Akame ga Kill? Were you caught up in the hype? Did you actually like the ending to either the manga or the anime? Which did you prefer? Or did you like both? I'm actually interested to hear from you. And anyone who has checked out Hinagawa no ga Yuki, are you actually enjoying that series? Is it something to check out? I'll check it out sometime in the future, but definitely no time soon. But I'm interested to hear from you. So tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, bell, all that good stuff. Or don't. I ain't your daddy. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.